Hello, welcome to Stupid for Dexter. I'm your host, Kat, and this is the wonderful Mr. Fred Stoller.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Miss Mandy unfortunately couldn't make it this week, but Fred is sitting in for us. You might know Fred from such shows as Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, Friends.
Stupid for Californication on.
Oh, yeah.
They have every one of them.
I see Showtime's got the whole gamut
Stupid
going on.
for Weeds. But this is like, remember when Rope It and Ebert, they'd have all the substitute people while he was sick. I'm not saying she's sick, but...
Oh, right, no, she's perfectly healthy.
But I feel like, you can't do it, but they have people trying anyway. It's so stupid. They'd have no, he's not here, but TV people that remember things. They had all these substitutes for Ebert, but then they'd have people like Fred Willard and people in movies reviewing movies, and they want to be in them, like Aisha Tyler going, I like this movie. Yeah, it was like this crappy Harrison Ford movie, and they don't want to they're actors, and they're not going to say it's awful. So it was the stupidest review. Does anyone remember that? When they had actors, none of you remember that. They had all these... They had actors reviewing movies, and they don't want to make waves with Coppola. They go, no, but I give it a thumbs up because
it's really
I'm an actor.
All right, well, let's get into Dexter.
Yeah. All right, fine. I guess so.
Welcome, Fred Stoller.
That doesn't have anything to do with Dexter?
No.
I thought it.
All right, get away, Kat.
Well, over here we have producer Mike.
I have to kill time. How do you talk about Dexter for an hour?
It usually goes over. We don't have to kill time. We have a lot of people waiting to talk.
I thought it's like a morning radio.
No, there's no killing time. We just get right into it. But before we get into it, I want to talk about, really quick, if you're in Ustream right now and you look underneath, you will see we now have a Dexter store, where you can buy all sorts of things Dexter that comes through Amazon, and it's a nice way you can help us keep these shows going. It's like a PBS thing. You don't have to pay anything extra. You can buy whatever you want on Amazon. Click that. Buy Dexter stuff. Buy other stuff on Amazon for the holidays. And no matter what you do, as long as you click that first, our Dexter page, or actually it's our Streamin Garage page, we get a percentage. Amazon gives us money. You just shop Amazon as normal. And you can see it on our Facebook. If you go facebook.com/stupidfordexter, you'll see the link right there. Click on the link. Buy your stuff on Amazon. We get a little bit of money. Take it away, this week's episode.
All right.
Sure.
Well, this week's episode is in the beginning. Although, I just want to chat with Fred a little bit. So, you were here. You love Dexter.
Yes, I just got into it.
How did you come to love Dexter?
Well, my friend Joel, who will call in, he was always into it, and I tried years ago, and I think I watched the wrong episode. I just thought he was in... I thought, there's one with the boat in season 1, and I thought, oh, he's a lovable killer, and women like him. He had a girlfriend because he kills people, and I just said, oh, come on, they all have girlfriends, so I don't know. It bothered me, and I just rewatched the episode, but then I for some reason he was talking about John Lithgow, so I tried season 5, and then I got hooked when he let Lumen go. I go, oh, he has empathy. I thought he was this monster, and I relate a lot. I'm like Dexter, except I don't kill people or have a girlfriend. That's what I feel like, because he's more connected than I am. I mean, and I relate to him because he's sort of like trying to pretend to be normal and fitting in and saying things like the ones when he's living in the suburbs. So I really relate to his lack of connectedness, although, like I said, he's connected to his stepkids and so much. So he's not just a killer. He has empathy, like I said, and it's better. The Sopranos, I thought it was like that. We're just, we love killers and assholes and thugs. I thought it was enough, but he's not. He really, it's phenomenal, and it's all the monkey wrenches. So I caught up. First I watched season 4. I watched it all, because I had to watch the John Lithgow stuff, and so I get confused because I'm watching season 5 as it has. And my friend Joel, he envies me because I could watch them all at once. He has to wait every week, so I get to just have a whole fiesta. So I get confused with the season 4 with the Fernando brothers or something, and everything is blending in.
But you've been watching all of season 5.
I'm watching all season 5, and I just finished all of season 1. So I had to do 4 first. Now I went back to 1, and I'm just loving it. And don't tell. I know some things that happens.
Okay,
we're just going to talk about last night's episode.
I'm talking about in the past.
Yeah. So we'll just talk about last night's episode. Let's get into that.
Sure.
And you've seen that, so let's do it.
All right. So here we go. So just to talk about theme, it's called In the Beginning, and there were lots of beginnings that happened yesterday. Obviously, Dexter and Lumen pretty much they consummated the relationship, but more emotionally than anything. I don't know. What did...
We were talking about this last night where, well, first of all, I don't know if she will get killed. Are we predicting and stuff?
That's later.
Okay.
Right now we're just talking theme of the show last night. In the Beginning, which of course is biblical.
Wait, I don't get. What do you mean in the beginning? I'm confused.
Well, that was the name of the title of the episode last night.
I wrote down a little goodie for us.
All right, Kat, go ahead.
I have a little goodie for us, guys. I forgot my reading glasses, so my apologies. In the beginning, those are the opening words from the King James translation of the Bible. I have the little quote right here. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And as we all know, Lumen's name, Lumen Pierce, means piercing light. So I found that to be kind of relevant, a little relevant.
And I'm guessing In the Beginning refers to, obviously, the Jordan chase is what we found out how he began.
That's right.
Right. I'm guessing that's where they were going with the actual title.
Well, I'm sure, because they talk about the transformation from Eugene, like chubby, awkward little Eugene Greer, into Jordan Chase. He kind of like leveled up, I guess, to pure evil.
He's very Charles Manson-like, the fact he has other people do his stuff.
Oh yeah, he's hands off, and
you were saying last night. What's the Charles Manson? What's the difference? One's organized. Charles Manson was. We'll get into it with Randy as well. He's a social worker, right? Manson was less organized, and he's more organized, but it's the same thing. It's the family.
Well, it's like what Fred said. It's similar. I mean, he's got the family. The Manson family.
Right, and he gives the orders, but didn't really do the killing.
Right.
That we know of. Doesn't sound like it.
But when he said, take my DNA, he had nothing to hide.
Right.
And that's when you to kill a moment. I like when Dexter goes, they'll let you go so I can get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was very good.
Well, you want to just get into the killer moments?
There's a couple really important ones. So shall we jump right in? Next up on the show, we do a segment called Killer Moments. We select scenes or moments from the episode that we felt were important, interesting, informative, or ones that we disliked.
And we call it
Killer Moments.
That's a thing.
Here you go. Look at that. Ooh.
Wow.
Corey made those.
Screen. Corey, those are beautiful. You always do such a beautiful job with the graphics. Oh, you're so sweet.
So killer moments could be not good moments?
Killer moments are top. What do you think are the top 3 moments of the show last night? We usually say 3. So the top moments that then lead us into discussions about the show. Really. It's that easy, people.
I chose out a couple, and if you want to argue with me, we could do debate style.
Well, I don't mean to be negative, but...
Oh, no.
But
actually...
This was my least favorite episode.
And why so? No, this is good. This is what this is all about.
Because the other one, the coming attractions, you thought things are coming to a head, like when he goes Lumen, in the phone, and he's on to her, and things are going to come to a head with Peter Weller, and it was more like you got the feeling something's going to happen in the next 2 final episodes. Not really. This is laying pipe more, and it wasn't like you had... You know what I mean? Like, the one killing in it was sort of thrown in, but I mean, I'm so in love with the show. I fell in love with it. So this episode wasn't like, whoa, that's cool, he did that. Like the other one when we took the dad. I have one problem. Can I go back one episode really quickly? he went to the dad.
It relates to this, sure, absolutely.
He went to the dad and the stepdad.
Oh yeah,
and he said,
bad Dad Barry.
It's like just because of one encounter 500 miles away, and he goes, say you got a fat ass, but then you saw her and she didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all women think they do, right?
Right.
If you tell a woman, yeah. You're saying the mom. You're saying she was kind of hot.
Yeah. So.
And now single.
Hey, I'm going down to Florida. But
Hey.
But you know, I didn't like in this episode that the Peter Weller comes up, and just by coincidence, everyone's on lunch break, and hey, and he just, hey, we'll get to thing. I'll do your signature, and gets all the surveillance equipment so easily.
The guy who was suspended, who you're saying everybody should have known.
And no one's there, knowing he.
Yeah,
you know.
We've discussed this a bunch of times. How it seems like, especially in this season, the writers, there are some liberties being taken that usually wouldn't be. And that definitely seems like...
too convenient that Jordan Chase has a blood vial on him, you know, so he can just, oh, blood, yay. But I love the show. I mean, in season 1, there was a too convenient that one psychiatrist is taping all his victims. Oh, and I'll leave the tape there and watch. But I forgive it.
Exactly. Like, it's kind of hard not to notice RoboCop in his white rape van hanging out with his goodie, all of his electronics, but I'll forgive it because
it's my favorite show. I was telling him I never had a show where I don't want it to end and I want to go back, and I just love he's a social misfit. He's like a mean version of Monk. Monk's always trying to fit in, you know, and I just love and all his killings are really. Yeah, they're really bad. And I like the fact he's shut off, but he's not. He really doesn't like bad people.
Oh, yeah. No, he's, psychopath. And Deb said the word vigilante, and he's really turned himself into that, whether or not that's his true drive. And because obviously if you're a sociopath, that's tough. But you're right. He's totally manipulated that. He kills bad guys. He is like Batman.
Let's get into this week's episode.
Okay.
What's your big moment, Kat? What's your top notes? Yep, she's got it. Hold on, there you go.
Oh, I get it.
She's got the notes.
Notes. Like I said, I forgot my glasses.
All right, let's start off with moment number one.
Okay. Intense scene. Dexter and Jordan have their face off in Dexter's laboratory.
That was the best scene.
That was so good. I feel like you did, where it was like, okay, the big crescendo last episode, and now it's kind of preparing.
This is like preparing for the final two.
But this was an intense moment because
yes, it was.
The whole scene is where, you know, Dexter brings Jordan in to get the swab of DNA, and Jordan knows like you said, he has nothing to worry about. His DNA is nowhere. He has not handled any of the victims. And Dexter says, no, you're mine.
Right.
Look at ya. That was very primal.
Let's get to this week's episode. I'm sorry.
We are there.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Thank God.
Why?
I'm just kidding. No.
But I liked that moment. I thought that brought it some energy. Well, something. Yeah,
and there wasn't really much with Quinn and Deb in this. Nothing interesting. No. And another thing I actually missed, his father. He wasn't in it. Yeah. Was this one of the first ones he's not in it?
No, he hasn't been in it, right? He showed up last week, but he wasn't in it for like 3 episodes before then.
Okay.
He's been in, and we've been talking about that, and we'll get to that when we talk to Randy's social worker, why that may be and why it may not.
I missed him.
Ghost Dad comes and goes.
He's not in every episode.
He used to be. It's been weird past couple of episodes. Yeah, so that's his presence, not his lack of presence in Dexter's mind. I think we'll definitely talk about that with Mandy.
The kill guy wasn't sleazy enough. It was just thrown in, slopped in, and I think my friend Joel made a point. Like, wouldn't the cops catch on that all these guys went to camp together? Wouldn't they sort of trace that?
You would think. Aren't there records? Are there? Are there private camps? Are there private camps? I never went to summer camp. Does anybody?
I went to sleepaway camp.
Okay. Was it like
on record?
I don't know. Are those things on record? I don't know.
You got to get fingerprinted when you do volleyball.
Obviously. I mean, they should probably be doing that these days. You never know who's going to summer camp. Psychos.
I know. And another thing I brought up, I learned from the show, if I was looking for a serial killer, find out who rents a boat. Anyone with a boat, you dump it off a body. So look for people with boats.
So Holmes Page Goddess was a counselor for 12 years. There are no records. LOL. Almost mocking you for wondering if there were records.
Okay. Hey man,
Home Page Goddess.
I went to gymnastics camp for a summer. I don't know what real people camp is like, so.
So yes, that was a big killer moment, obviously. I mean, it was interesting to see, here you are, and you both want to kill each other, and you have to be nice, and like, I'm just going to swab your cheek.
I'm not going to stab you.
It's one of those moments you have if you see somebody you don't like when you're out somewhere, and you're like, hi.
Well, it's reminiscent of when Lithgow last year came to his place.
Yes, you're right.
He goes, Dexter Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't know at the time who they didn't know each other who they were, right? I mean, Dexter did, but did Lithgow know?
He caught on, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, he knew that it was
so it's very similar
that it was Kyle Butler.
Same thing. Anytime one of the evil dudes comes into Dexter's place of work, that's a pretty significant mesh of worlds.
So that was a great moment, obviously, and then leads up to obviously the next 2 episodes, which will be the face-off. So that kind of set that up.
I want to see how he gets in with all his bodyguards.
I know, he's got like an army.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Moment number 2.
All right, so I have a couple more that I wrote down. If you, should I show Fred real quick? That's the next one.
You can talk. Why don't you just say to Fred and let him respond?
I don't want to be rude and overstep him.
No. I'm ready to interject. You got to remind me what happened.
So Lumen's kill. Her very first kill.
That was her first kill, which you would think it was like, but it wasn't like, whoa, her first kill. It didn't. Yeah, now I'm confused. Sorry if I'm not as versed as you guys, but did she shoot someone at that weird camp?
She shot at him.
She tried. She's a terrible shot.
So that's why I wasn't so blown away. She did buy a gun, and so that's not her first time trying violence.
True. She's attempted. Yeah.
So it's not. So it's what?
Dexter. She was very.
Yeah. So it wasn't like
feisty.
You know, and I thought she missed. Didn't they make it look like she didn't do it? And in this lesson,
kind of, they were in the swamp with the barrels, I think, and she like lunged at him.
Right. No, I'm talking about when she actually killed him. They sort of made it look like maybe she changed her mind, or maybe
No, they went straight through.
I know it.
I was surprised. I was actually surprised because he said aim for the heart. I thought there was going to be some squirming going on, where she was going to miss when she came with a knife, and he was going to still be, which I was hoping, and blood spit out of his mouth. But it was nothing. She killed him right off the bat.
You know what the other tension moment was, which I got the trick, that will Deb come in on him when they're doing it. But I kind of got that they already cleaned up. I kind of guessed that.
Yeah, well, that was a nice little, that was a weird, it was a great fake out because, and then of course, he got screwed because he thought they were going to be in the house and he was calling it in. Turns out they went to the next house next door.
Right.
But then there was this weird jump of, you thought Deb was going to walk in, and then she saw the footprint, and then next thing you know, they're back at Dexter's house. It was a weird cut. It was like, oh, I thought they were going to build that just a little bit more.
Was it significant that Deb is onto it's a vigilante?
Mm-hmm. I think so, because I actually interpreted what Mike just mentioned differently. I interpreted they found the mark from the boot, and she's like, oh yeah, vigilante. And then they didn't pursue it. I saw that more as a choice. More as she's like, I'm going to let the vigilante go and kick some ass. That's what I felt.
Oh. No, not really. She's too much of a detective to do that. Although it's interesting that the writers made you go that way with her. So that's pretty cool.
After she watched those videos, I felt like she really felt for these girls and wanted to get justice. And if the vigilante's getting justice,
she said something that I thought about from when Lumen first was, freaking out. That I almost thought, is it better off to have Lumen get killed? I thought they were going to kill her a few episodes in because I thought she's too damaged that she might as well be killed. And Deb said something similar. But I think, I can't wait to get to the predictions.
That's not yet.
Please, I'm biting at it. Oh, you
got to wait till after we talk to the social worker.
All right.
Sorry.
I got some good ones.
It's very strict.
strict
guidelines of the show.
I can't even do. I can't even do my Quinn impression.
Oh yeah, of course. Look in your camera.
Oh, yes.
Hold on. Let's get his. Go ahead. Let's see your Quinn impression.
Deb, come on, Deb. You don't think that's good? He's like talks really like, come on, Deb. You know, really like cool and soft like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Deb. Hey, come on, Karate Kid. Remember that when he threw him down? He goes,
That's awesome.
I just want to. I would love to meet that guy because you can't. You got to think he's got to be a jerk in real life unless he's the best actor because he's got to be like a pompous actor.
He's got that Boston ass kind of thing going. You know.
Yeah, with the tattoos. I wonder.
He's got the Southie Boston thing going.
Yeah. You know who he reminds me of? The guy on Oz. There was a guy.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Which is funny because there's so many Oz connections to Dexter.
I know. I'm sure they've talked about the trivia, and he also reminds me of Wally Langham. He looks like him from he's on CSI now, and he was on Larry Sanders. But please, go with the format of the show. I don't mean to ruin it.
No, this is all good.
I don't want to get yelled at again.
No, I love these. I'm all for the. I'm all for the impressions.
Okay.
I wanted to.
Yes, Kat, you can. It's your show. You don't have to raise your hand.
I just thought of this. The scene with they did the switcheroo where they were really in the other abandoned next door house. It was very Silence of the Lambs when Clarice is in the house with Billy Bob Tucker. What's his name? I forget. Serial killer. Anybody? Silence of the Lambs? No.
Hannibal Lecter.
No, not Hannibal Lecter. The other guy. Near the end of the movie.
Buffalo Bill.
Thank you, Buffalo Bill. Clarice is in Buffalo Bill's house, and she thinks that the cops are coming to help her, and they go to the wrong house. That's kind of what I thought of.
One last impression. I can't do voices, but I could do tone. This guy. Now we're going to go there, and we're not going to... You know, he talks like slow, almost like David, you know, really soft. Now, we're getting a little closer to we're getting back into bed. You know, he talks softly, doesn't he?
He does. He kind of does the lean-in.
I don't do the voice, but I do the tone.
The tone. He's doing the tone of the impression.
And we're going to get really down to it, Deb. Deb, I'm on your side. They didn't follow up that thing. They didn't have that the little girl.
I guess they sort of followed up because he's not sleeping with his wife now.
But I'm talking about the Deb's suspension and the other one.
She found the file, found the extra evidence. That's what she kind of said at the beginning. It's like, well, now I'm off. Now at least I'm just glad to be out of the file room.
And the other girl that
Dexter's daughter.
No. The
Venezuela.
Oh yeah, she'll be back. The one who took the detective. Right.
She just kind of.
There's been a lot of that this season of characters coming and going as red herrings, right? So we're all like, what's going to happen with the beheadings? Nothing. It disappeared. What's going to happen with the girl who took the detective? What happened to Nanny? So are they red herrings? Are they coming back?
I heard on another episode you think she might be an FBI agent.
I so do.
What?
You know what? It's not panning out.
No, because
she was either a cop or evil.
But the thing is, if she was someone, she'd be not wanting to quit. Like she was saying, I'm out of here. If she was someone that was but you think they always
went down the toilet.
But she may come back for something weird.
If she comes back with something weird, I'd feel very good about it.
I think it was that episode was about trust. Like trust me, trust Lumen. So that was that theme. But
what was that? I think that was Circle Us. So yeah, I think the circle of trust.
Yeah.
Another moment.
Oh. I wrote down RoboCop records Dexter and Lumen prepping to kill from his rapist van.
Yeah.
it is a rape van. It's totally a rape van.
It's a police van.
Whatever.
It's a proper rape van.
Yeah, so I mean that obviously is going to lead to what's going on with him and Quinn and how's Dexter going to get rid of him. And I mean, obviously as all seasons go, if somebody gets in his way, he gets rid of him. Generally. Are we getting tired of that? Are we hoping a twist is going to happen with this? How is he going to get rid of this guy?
Maybe Quinn will kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. I think it's Quinn's headache. It's Quinn's.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Definitely.
But then is Quinn gonna for love gonna, hey, you're getting in the way of my girlfriend's brother, I gotta kill you.
I thought that animosity really would go away, that Dexter doesn't care he took the money. And you would think Quinn would get it by now that, all right, he's not going to turn me in 7 months later.
You would think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That he goes, all right, this is not an issue. Because they'd say, why didn't you come to us? But I guess it's the pride ego that he threw him down and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you said on another show, what happened to the Kyle Butler family?
Oh, they kind of disappeared.
And the money that Dexter's going to give them, did that ever get resolved?
Not that I know of, but Mike made a really good point a long while back saying, would the Kyle Butler family want to give up Kyle Butler? He saved them. So I was really worried that Quinn was going to, find them and get the truth out of them and confirm that it was Dexter. But then it's like, logically, no, why would they give him up? It doesn't make sense. That's just my illogical brain.
Right.
Protect Dexter at all costs!
Right.
Yeah. When it's like, that probably wouldn't work. I wonder if we'll see them again. And also, I wonder if we're going to see nosy neighbor Elliot again.
Wait, these are now predictions.
Sorry.
You're supposed to talk about we're still on the same, we're still on the other, unless you don't have any more moments.
I don't have any.
Then we can wrap it up.
Those are my 3.
All right. There you go.
Anything else you'd like to throw out there?
Nothing. Yeah. Again, there are moments that, like I said, I see that they're significant. The thing with Lumen at the end, and her first kill, but it wasn't my favorite episode. It was the least.
Yeah, I felt that it was kind of just in the middle. It wasn't bad, but it was.
Why don't we see what Randy thought? How about that?
I agree. So our next segment is called Driving the Dark Passenger, and it's with Randy Giraffe. He was a social worker, and he's an expert in all things psychological. We call him our resident Dexpert. Ha ha. And I've got a couple questions about the characters. So let's go to our segment.
Introduce Driving the Dark Passenger.
Here we go. Driving the Dark Passenger.
Did Corey do this too?
They're beautiful. So, is Randy there?
I'm here.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
Hey, Kat. Hey, Fred. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Nice to meet you, Randy. You better follow the format of the show. Is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Take it from
I've
me.
been paying close attention. I won't talk about any other episode because Mike will yell.
No.
Yes.
Ace.
Oh my goodness. Well, Randy, what did you think of yesterday's episode?
I don't blame you for going off to different episodes because it just had so much. And,
Yeah, I'm validated.
it was okay. It had its moments.
Yeah, I felt it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, but like you said, it had a couple moments, but
Well, let's talk about Chase. I mean, Jordan Chase. So how would you categorize him from the social worker standpoint? It's very interesting what he did to his friends, and is it a Manson type thing? What's your take on the whole thing?
I like the what Fred was saying about the Charles Manson thing. Definitely the leader of the group. What I found interesting, though, is we learned that he's the only one that didn't touch. What's the first victim's name?
Emily Birch.
Miss Birch. He's the only one that didn't touch her. He seems to have some type of extreme affection feeling, but he didn't physically touch her. I saw someone in the chat room was alluding to Stockholm Syndrome. I remember we covered that a little bit back on episode 2 or 3. I wouldn't necessarily say Stockholm, except for he was the one, quote unquote, if she had to find ally, he's the only one that didn't physically touch her. But I'd love to know, and we're not going to know until this next episode or the one after, what does she really mean to him, and why do all the women need to look like her? So he hasn't touched her. My take on that so far, either he's been traumatized himself, and traumatized people don't like to be touched, except Lumen seems okay with that with Dexter, or he might be impotent. Why the no touching? We haven't seen him with any relationship with anybody yet on the show, and yet he has this extreme attachment to her or women that look like her. I don't like predicting so much on this because the writing is kind of all over the place. I don't really know. We're going to know something more about him before these last 2 episodes. What's his driving force? Why doesn't he touch anybody? That type of thing. Why did he take her hand off of his? We'll learn that. I just don't quite know yet where they're going with it.
And how about that? How about that he was fat and then wasn't fat? I mean, is this one of these, I was picked on as a kid, so I'm going to pick on everybody else? I mean, is that something to do with anything? Or
that, and he changed his name from Eugene Greer to Jordan Chase.
Well, that's just, I think anybody would do that when they, I'm going to become a motivational speaker. You need those fake names.
Motivational speaker Eugene doesn't quite match.
No.
No. I mean, again, we've talked about him being motivational speaker. That's his career other than his psychopathology. So, yes, he had to change his physical image, his appearance, all that makes sense. Where he made it like Dexter, his big thing that he's making millions of dollars on is just take it. This man is basically a walking, if we go to a Freudian term with id, we have your superego, your ego. Your id is where you do anything you want to. You're not restrained by social norms. Well, he's restrained at least externally on what he presents to people. He's got the right suit, the right attitude, the right speaking voice. But yes, he just does what he wants to, teaches people to take what they want to. He makes sure the consequences don't fall back on him. But, he's going to be the big advocate towards the end here. Dexter.
Here's an interesting question. Sean Things in the chat room, which I was wondering this too. I mean, he says, why did Jordan act like he was blind when talking with Emily? He wasn't blind, but he certainly was like kind of looking straight ahead, not looking at her. Was he off in this distant world? I'm not sure what the acting choice was, or does that relate to something psychological?
All I could think of that, Mike, was he was thinking back in time. He was sort of we don't get to see what his flashback was, but he was definitely deep in thought of something from the past, probably whatever it is that's motivating to do all these with the 12, 13 different women so far. We don't get to see that yet, though. They've got to show us that before the end of the season. What is his driving force? What was on his mind? But yeah, he was looking, Sean Things, I'm glad he's back watching the show. I didn't see him last week. But he's caught something there. That stare was for a reason. We just don't get to know what it was that he was thinking just yet. The show is frustrating for me.
Oh.
When it comes
is it frustrating because it's not really sticking with logical norms or not norms? And, is it just they're kind of making up these characters that wouldn't normally exist, what you would normally see from these sort of psychopathic people? Is that what's kind of frustrating you, or?
I don't know where the writers wanted to go with it. We've been predicting all along, all season. It's been kind of fun, but the writing is kind of everywhere right now. Now, what I'm hoping is going to happen in the last 2 episodes that we get to talk about is we're going to go, oh, cool, how they linked it all together. I didn't see he was going to do that. Or maybe the Kyle Butler thing will somehow have something to do with that. We have the 2 killers that cut people's heads off that you talked about. That's disappeared. Are they all somehow going to combine and have something to do with each plot that's going on now? I don't know. It's just everywhere right now.
Yeah, from a writer standpoint, I was saying that too, that it really felt like they were writing it as the season progressed. It almost, this is how I see it, and I have no idea, but I've been on enough shows to go, okay, a new head writer came in, and everybody went, well, we got to do whatever he says. And then towards the end, they went, no, we don't agree with you. And it seems like there's almost this tension going on in the writer's room, which I could be totally wrong.
Did a new head writer come in on Dexter? I don't know.
No, we haven't had a writer in, but it just seems to me, and you've been on shows, actually, Fred, and shows that I've worked on with you. Doesn't it seem like you start having those in episodes that you get attention in the writer's room, and suddenly the arc starts changing and things don't change? That's what it seemed like to me. It seems like this weird thing going on with the writers, but again, we're hoping that it all ties in and we're all wrong.
Well, the only thing with the what's it called, the brothers with the heads off, the only thing that's about is the Deb not following, that dissension, I guess, that's the only connection with that, right? Just
yeah,
hard to say, Fred.
Yeah. But so they didn't change writers on Dexter, did they? You're saying, Mike? Or?
Well, there's a new showrunner this year.
Yeah, the showrunner.
Yeah, the new showrunner. There's a showrunner the first 4 years, and there's a new showrunner this year from the first 4 years.
Oh, I said I haven't been following that stuff. Wow.
Yeah, a little shift in tone, and it's interesting because you can feel that there are pieces of the soul of old Dexter, and there's all these new plot points. There's a little bit more romance. There's, it's so. Yeah, we've been making predictions every single show.
And how have they been panning out?
They're all over the place because it's just like, at this point, I'm going to guess that Lumen turns into a chicken and runs away. Like, I don't even know
I was going to say
anymore.
that. Yeah,
what?
I was gonna,
man. Well,
it becomes animation, yeah.
Yeah, they might have to.
Let's talk.
I had a question for Randy. Seems so basic but complicated. Is Dexter in love?
Oh, that's a whole nother spin-off.
Love Dexter style.
This is where I just almost feel like throwing in the towel. I'm going to say yes, but I'm not sure what they're doing with it yet. Again, the writing has me a little stymied. I'd love to be part of the panel with them going, where are you going with this, guys? And trying to make it true to life. Yeah, he seems like he is. He's been infatuated with her, at least. He's enthralled by the fact that she's kind of his version of Mini-Me. She's doing exactly what he does. She didn't hesitate to do the kill on the table. You know, he's helping her with her souvenirs. They have a camaraderie that's becoming kind of a sick soap opera, in a way, with what's going on with them. You know, I'm wondering, will she save Dexter's life in the end? Is it going to be that Harlequin romance where someone goes to get Dexter and she steps in the way and takes the knife for him? I'm hoping not to be disappointed. But yeah, there seems to be a love relationship going on.
Well, let me, Kat, I want you to look into that camera.
Yes.
Actually, you can look into your camera. Now, what was your exact reaction when you saw him give her the gloves?
Oh, how adorable! They were twins. They were so cute when she comes out in her little outfit, and Dexter kind of went, oh, it was just, okay. I read Plato, but I also read a lot of romance novels. Goodness, that was delightful, I must say. So good. I don't know, I feel like Dexter's this twisted soul, and he's, you know, it's Beauty and the Beast, it's Phantom of the Opera, it's, you know, all of these, you know, never meant to be relationships, and the Beast has found his beauty. Let them be together. They're so cute, and they wear their little outfits and their little gloves. They go stab people. Oh, I just love it.
So you weren't jealous. There's a little jealousy there too. You want those gloves. You want to be Dexter's kill partner.
I've decided that I like Lumen.
All right.
That's all I have to say about that.
One day I just want Randy to talk to you. Just an hour of talk about Kat a little bit.
How dare you? I am just a fan.
About 5 weeks ago, yeah.
Randy, I can't help it that the gloves are adorable.
You can say that again.
Oh, I just said, Randy, I can't help it that their little gloves are adorable.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm not saying anything about that anymore. I'm not making fun of you anymore.
All right, let's go to predictions while we have Randy here. Now we can talk about predictions.
Okay.
What do you think, Fred?
My prediction is based on the fact that Julia Stiles is sort of a star. So meaning, like with John Lithgow, obviously, well, you know, they kill him at the end, but you would, if it was just like an actress that wasn't as much of a name, they go, let's keep it going. But you would think, you could probably find out by going to the IMDb and see if she has movies coming out that it was just a one-year contract. So I think...
Do that here, though.
What?
People in the chat room do not do that.
Okay, this is what I think. This is what I think.
Yep.
They won't have her killed. They're not going to do to Dexter 2 years in a row, have him, his love, get murdered.
Right.
Even Dexter can't take it. You know, even Dexter would put himself in the room. So I think what's going to happen is she's that guy that offered her on the cruise. I think she's going to go, now I could go back to Ohio. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Reminds me of Taxi Drive with Jodie Foster. Meant she did a thing, now go back home, honey. Remember that? You know, her character. I think Lumen, because I don't think she's going to come back next year because she's going to have some movies. But I think she's going to go back to her normal life. Like now she could do it like it's calling her family and this guy, and she's going to try to be a normal person, but then maybe she won't be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think she's going to, what was it, Ohio, where she was from?
Where was she from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I think the guy's going to, the guy's going to come back, go, hey, we're going to have a picket fence and buy dogs and a farm. She goes, you know, Dexter, I got it out of my system. We killed them all. I'm going back home to my normalness.
It's almost like the hero's journey.
I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Like, she's not going to be with Dexter. She really wants that normal thing, and this got it out of her system. But if it wasn't Julia Stiles, I think she'd stick around.
Yeah.
I don't think they bought her for 2 years, 2 seasons. You know, what's your prediction with this?
Oh my gosh, let me see. Next episode, RoboCop or Quinn, either one is going to die. Like I've said before, I feel that Jordan Chase is like the final boss of this season, and that RoboCop is a more minor, like sub-dungeon boss you have to fight.
He's got to go.
Yeah,
he knows too much.
Exactly, and the videos.
Yeah.
The only concern I have is that even if RoboCop is dead, or if Quinn dies, or whatever happens, those videos have to be destroyed. And I'm wondering,
they're going to leave that as a cliffhanger.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
There's got to be some crazy cliffhangers at the end of the season finale.
Totally. So the videos, those are going to be so important because somebody is going to.
Then again, you can't. I think Quinn's going to stick around because you can't, like Dexter, you can't have Deb have another guy she loves get killed.
Or can
She's had so many.
Oh well.
I think even for her, it's too traumatic.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
Randy, what do you think is going to happen? I know you're kind of like you've given up. It sounds like because of the writers. What's your take?
Sound like I don't want to guess the writer, but I'll go somewhere different since you two just took that direction. There was someone that said, it might have been Deb in this episode, that said women that have had this happen to them don't bounce back from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my prediction then. Lumen may get to kill another person, maybe not, but isn't going to feel fulfilled and may do one final kill. She may kill herself.
Ooh.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm not saying that she'd be cured. She'll never get better, but I was thinking, yeah, she's always going to be damaged, but that's interesting.
Both. Well, that's the more romantic.
I still think it's gonna be the same season finale. Dexter's love is dead. Yeah. He's in love and gone again.
Is there a way she doesn't die except what you said? I guess she just goes, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think.
Part of the next season, you might have a couple episodes in the next season, and something happens then.
Right.
Interesting.
I mean, I have a feeling that you're going to see Jordan Chase and Lumen die. And Jordan Chase dies first. Lumen was injured during the killing of him, so she dies, I won't say happy, but she's got her revenge on everybody.
Like the end of Gladiator.
Sure.
Remember? He dies, but it's happy. Do you remember that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like fulfilled. I accomplished everything.
Yes.
Great. It's almost like it's the American Beauty thing of like, all right, finally everything's okay. Oh, and you died.
It's a bloody bucket list.
Yeah, bloody bucket list.
Wow.
Yeah, poor Lumen. Peace. This isn't a prediction.
It's a great career mover for Julia Stiles.
Oh yeah, she's
great.
Let's see what the room. Here's a couple of people they predict. Francois Sensi Dexter fan. Oh, that's a lot of names. Oh, I just lost it. It went away in the chat room. See, people, I only see so much in the chat room. Oh man, hold on. Let me go through these. Oh, I had a bunch of them lined up, and then somebody did something.
Kill time, Fred. Kill time.
Kill time, Fred. Quick.
I have a Dexter. You want to hear a Dexter joke or something?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a joke. It's an observation. Okay. It starts out where his father sees he's going to kill stuff, so he trains him to kill only bad people. Why not just take him to therapy? Why not train him to kill anything? Go, my son's damaged, let's get him help. Why couldn't he have done that?
Because the show is based on the
exactly
serial killers cannot be cured.
So,
oh really? Like
it Spencer says when they return the surveillance equipment, won't it still be there? Won't the film still be there? Isn't it probably digitally recorded? Isn't the cops get the surveillance equipment back? They don't go, did you see anything? Can we see the tape? No,
they have to burn the rape van.
Yeah, so that something's got to go on. He's got to hide those surveillance tapes because I'm guessing they'll be back.
He can burn it at Pedo Island.
Dead Pixel Live does not agree and does not see Lumen as suicidal because she's with Dexter. So Dead Pixel Live will say Randy doesn't agree with Randy because they feel that because Lumen's found her mate in Dexter, so I guess, sort of thing, that maybe she's a little happier. Maybe, and plus, I'm guessing if he kills people, that might.
I don't know how happy Lumen seemed though, even though they consummated. She didn't seem like love. It wasn't like seemed like just needing each other. And
yeah, Alan's in Mad World says, I doubt she dies.
I don't think she will.
All right.
I think the other bad people got to die.
Let's see.
And
Sean thinks the same. Sean thinks she won't die. We can't just keep killing someone at the end of each season to get rid of them. And I agree. It would be horrible if they kept doing that, but I don't see where they're going with all these little ends that they almost need to kill all. So 2 people definitely need to die, right? Jordan Chase has to die.
Yeah.
RoboCop has to die. And Lumen, we figure, has to go away.
I think she's going to go away.
So, but it's how lame is it? I mean, so what's the twist that you don't kill anybody? It almost can't happen.
Well, you can't make pacts with the 2 final bosses. I mean, RoboCop, you're not going to talk logic to this guy.
Kilmer 84 agrees.
Jordan, no way.
Kilmer 84, sorry, but I got to speak before I lose these.
Oh, no, go,
Kilmer 84 agrees, sort of with Kat. I think Deb's saying she would kill all the guys that did what they did to those girls to set up for her finding Lumen, killing Chase, and letting Lumen go. So it's all up to Deb.
Ooh,
Dexter's just kind of out of it.
That would be nice.
Wait a minute. Were you saying that Deb bust Lumen? That's a possibility.
Finds her killing Chase and lets her go.
Oh, but I didn't even think that she's in jail.
Not in
that they bust Lumen for the murders.
No. I think it means like she walks. All paths lead to Lumen. They find out she killed Chase. Maybe they walk in on her killing him, and then Deb's like, I didn't see anything.
Or it could be she's busted.
Or she goes to jail.
Yeah.
That's how she goes away.
That's how she goes away.
Right. Yeah.
As a martyr.
Yeah.
As a martyr for Dexter.
Lumen will get caught.
She takes the rap for Dexter.
Yeah, that's
what I think.
That's what Sean thinks just said. Lumen and Dexter will get caught. Lumen will take the fall to cover Dexter because he's too important in what he does.
Get a lighter sentence.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that's good. She's going to go to jail, but be happy. But she likes women now.
She goes to happy.
Well, of course.
And Mintberry Crunch thinks you sound like Christopher Walken.
Who? Thinks who?
Mintberry Crunch is one of our regulars, says you sound a little bit like Christopher Walken.
No, Taxi Cab. That's my impression.
There you go.
Why do you say that?
And now, if anybody wants to call in, you're more than welcome to Skype in. Anybody Skyping in, Corey? All right, I know, but I'm saying when Randy's done, get people.
Well, I have another observation. I could ask Randy about season 1. Could I ask him?
Randy, do you want to answer a question about season 1?
I mean, an observation about psychology.
You can't have numbers.
No, I caught up and watched season 1, and they set up Dexter where he, as a little boy, he's killing animals, dogs, but bad dogs, because they never work if he's killing nice cats, like nice cats like yours and mine. So do you think that's a psychological thing that the dad sees he's a killer because he's killing dogs, but it's that annoying dog, right? They can't.
It's a dog that sucks.
Yeah, they couldn't have him for the show kill sweet pets.
Randy?
No. Okay, going back to when I have with these type of people, often in childhood, the experimental of taking apart animals, catching a rabbit, more of a curiosity half the time, just wanting to see what it does, often no malice towards the behavior.
Oh, I
just want to see, but also no conscience. I remember even growing up as a kid, I saw it done, and I remember the look on the kid's face that did it in the schoolyard freaked me out because the kid had no facial expression.
Ooh!
None.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a common theme with
serial killers. They start with animals.
Yeah, that's their starting ground.
Oh, good Lord!
Oh my God!
Oh, even the cute fuzzy bunnies are not safe from the Dexters.
No, but I saw in Dexter they didn't make it cute little the neighbor's cute kitty. They made it, like you said, like a rabbit or something.
Oh, you gotta make it soft and fluffy. This is what you do. Oh, goodness. All right. So, keeping on task, I want to thank Randy. As always, every week you give us so much great insight. We love having you on the show.
I'll be more upbeat.
Only 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more to go. So, see you next week. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
All right, I'll go through a couple more in the chat room. We got a couple people that are then going to Skype in. Hold on.
Oh, fun.
I like Zillameter. The first victim takes the fall. This is a prediction. First victim takes the fall as the vigilante and dies. Lumen lives. Chase dies. RoboCop gets deactivated.
That's funny.
Nice.
I think we're going to have some people calling in. Corey's going to take care of that.
I met Peter Weller many years ago.
RoboCop?
Yeah, and I told him, first he thought I was some annoying fan, but I told him he was in a movie called Firstborn. And I remember he was like trying to be the stepdad. And he goes, I am not a loser. And he goes, yeah, right, I wasn't a loser. He really liked it. I had empathy for him. So he's a good guy. And I met he was a nice guy, and I met what's his name, the star. I'm spacing out. Michael C. Hall. Yeah,
Michael C. Hall.
I did a little part on 6 Feet Under, and I beat myself up because I should have said, you're going to be great in Dexter in many years and try to get on the show. I should have told him.
Get out your crystal ball and...
I should have tried to get a part, but he was very nice. He remembered me when I did stand-up.
That's
very nice
awesome.
guy, yeah.
I'd like to think that everybody on the show is good folks.
You know, again, I was saying, I think they're all, but I get a feeling Quinn is one of those kind of actors going, I banged this one, the guy in real life. I banged her, but she's got a fat ass, you know.
You're saying in real life.
Oh, my God.
You would think he's got to be.
You just don't like him. You're saying he gets the chicks.
Maybe yes.
He's the guy that we hated in high school and college.
Yes.
He gets the chicks. I know where you're coming from.
The kind of arrogant guy, with a cigar. Hey, screw them. I want a bigger dressing room. I just picture him.
We don't know this. We don't know this. He might be the greatest guy in the world. We have no idea. You've never worked with them, Fred.
No.
Who else did you work with on the show besides Michael C. Hall? Anybody else that's been on Dexter?
Trying to think.
And RoboCop.
Well, I worked with this woman, Suzanne Cryer, who was killed by John Lithgow.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember her? She was the first victim he threw off a roof.
Yeah, the mom.
Yeah. I worked with her in this movie that will never be released, and I did some pilot. I have to think, but there are people that pop up where I go, oh, yeah, that guy, good for him. Oh, there was one guy I worked with, very nice guy, who was a security guard that you thought John Lithgow was going to kill, but then he beat up this other guy. In the other, so I forgot his name, but we did to show Jesse. So it's fun watching these little character actors go, oh yeah, he's a good guy, or I know him. So some things will hit me, but
that's so much fun.
Yeah, and the other leads, none of them.
All right, we've got people Skyping in, I guess.
Ooh, fun.
Video, audio. What do we got, Corey?
Call from Dead Pixel Live.
Dead Pixel Live.
Dead Pixel.
Audio call.
Hello.
Hello, Kat. Hello, Fred.
Hi.
Hello, Educated Monchichi.
Educated Monchichi.
Wow.
He has a different name for me each week.
I really, I gotta say, unlike Fred, I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was a very good Lumen-based show. It actually made me like the character a whole lot more than I have been.
Wow.
It cemented her and Dexter. They went the whole thing that took Dexter and Rita 3 painful seasons to get to, and to go through the relationship. Everything was done basically in one episode. They had the first date. He gave her a gift. They bonded, and then they had sex. Well, the kind of weird, freaky, psycho person sex, but still, it was good. I liked it.
So, what do you think will happen with her?
Yeah.
Do you
what
think
now?
they're going to keep her?
I'm hoping this is what I would hope. I would hope it would be like a Kiss the Girls type thing where Dexter and her decide to move to she moves to California, and she kills serial killers in California and
like a franchise.
Yeah, he franchising
Dexter, Los Angeles.
Like when Gallagher and his brother did the act.
Because she can't come back. If you go into start thinking real world brain thoughts, she can't come back because she's going to be doing movies and stuff. She's not going to leave her movie career to do a Showtime show. So she knows she's not going to. But she could come back for maybe every once in a while. There's a phone call where she's like, "Oh yeah, I killed 3 guys last week. Oh, it's great. You give me some
Get a little update from her. Oh, Lumen called.
So it's sort of a Joni loves Chachi sort of take on this.
I think that would be good, but I got a feeling she's going to go to jail. I think they're setting it up so that she ends up taking the fall for. I don't like it, but I think she's going to end up taking a fall for Dexter and then going to jail for 5 years or whatever.
So, Dead Pixel, do you think that she will willingly go to jail or resentfully go to jail?
No, she's going to take the fall.
Well,
she'll do it on purpose. She'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be happy to do it because Dexter will try to talk her out. Here's me writing the last episode. Jordan has everything because Jordan's one step ahead of everybody right now. He's they don't even know that he's one step ahead, but he's one step ahead.
Yeah,
he sets it up so that Dexter and Lumen get caught. Dexter's like, oh no, we're about to get caught. Oh, this is the end of it. Finally, it's been a long blah blah blah. And Lumen says, no, I'll go out. He's like, no, don't do it. He's like, no, I have to do this for us. And then she hits him in the back of the head. No, she knocks him out with M99 or something so that he can't stop her. And then she goes and she confesses to all the murders and stuff. There you go. final episode of Dexter.
I love it. I want to keep that on record, so when we get the finale...
You should give a prize for the predictions.
Totally. I mean, that is logical, well thought out, it's consistent with the characters, and totally plausible. So, yeah. All right, Dead Pixel. I like it.
The whole sex scene. I thought the sex scene started out very plausible because when I was like, well, Lumen's never having sex again for the rest of her life. And then when she did start to make out with Dexter, she did the thing where she had his hands behind his back so he couldn't touch her.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, that makes sense. But then the hands came out and it turned into a regular soap opera love scene where I was like, okay, that would never happen because she'd be freaking out. But still, it started out very realistic for crazy people.
I did notice that.
We need the therapist back.
That's right.
Yeah.
This all would have gone away had they just hired a therapist. I noticed when they were lying in bed after their lovemaking, they both had like battle scars.
That's right.
Like Dexter had some scars. She still had the wounds on her back. So, these two, perfectly lovely people with these wounds.
Sexy scene with her a few episodes back when it was weird. She was in the bathtub and she thought he was voyeuring because she's in the bathtub, but he was freaked out because that's where Rita was.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was intense. Yeah.
He's like, you're a lot better than my old wife because she was dead when I saw her like that, but you're alive.
Oh my God.
Rita, put on some blush. God. Oh, good Lord, Dead Pixel. All right.
Nice talking to you. It was fun.
Yeah.
Great show. I'll get out of here. Let you guys continue. Good job. Doing a great job as co-host Fred. Kat.
Oh, thank you. It's so much fun.
Kat, please drop more stuff.
Bye. Oh,
See, you dropped your pencil.
Oh.
What? Is that what happened when I dropped my notes? Oh. Anyways.
Please drop.
Well, that's awfully sweet.
All right, thank you.
Anyways.
You liked him till that last comment.
Mintberry Crunch. Loom. I like this. Loom will have a lot more work than Dexter if she goes to California. So they're saying she's going to, they're like partner up like they were saying.
No.
And then Alan in Mad World said maybe she'll kill Hank Moody, which is the Californication Showtime show. Which could be.
I don't like.
I like the tie-ins. I enjoy the tie-ins.
I don't like Californication.
No, that's what I'm saying. That'd be good.
Don't like those kind of snarky.
Right, Moody's just kind of an ass, but he's not like
what?
A murderer.
So we're not doing stupid for Californication?
I don't know if he'd be the best victim for the Dexter duo.
He could use it.
I think we might have somebody else. Corey's going to check that. Let's see.
Yeah, anybody else?
We're working on it.
All right, we got somebody else.
Did they ever Showtime should cross shows? That's a funny thing. Like Handy Manny, we went to, what should we go to? Oso preschool. So they should have like Kevin Nealon come in, and I don't know, that makes no sense. Yeah.
I love it. That'd be fun.
That would be a great idea. Dexter kills one of the stars of another show if they're going to kill off a star.
That's a good idea.
Nobody's ever done that on any show. Like, because my contract's up, I'm not renewing. All right, we're going to kill you on Dexter. That would be awesome.
Oh, what about CSI Miami? Dexter suddenly shows up out of nowhere.
Showtime does own, CBS does own Showtime.
Yeah, and it's Dexter. He's stabbed, and then he's gone. He's just there one
That's
season.
Pretty cool. CSI investigates a Dexter killing. And it is all tied in because CBS owns both networks.
I love it. Let's do a crossover. Hybrid show.
Wow. I'm going to get in a spec right now.
Do it.
You can write the crossover spec.
Producer Mike.
That's the one thing that gets you back into television.
Yeah. That's it. Now I'm back. Forget this garage thing.
I'm hybrid idea.
No more web stuff.
I want Dexter to show up on other shows. I want Dexter to show up on like Project Runway, and whoever loses, he just stabs and he runs away.
And by the way, it's
Runaway.
all right. What do we got? Anybody?
But you went
we got some technical issues.
Let's see here. 1 second.
We may have to go pretty soon if people can't get into the
I'm trying to see if I missed any.
You can always watch this again on YouTube, right? YouTube.com/Streamin Garage.
Absolutely, YouTube.com, Streamin Garage, and we are.
Why don't we bring in? Let's bring in the king. Let's bring in the king of TV right now.
Let's do it. So this is a segment we call Stump the King.
Does he stump us or we stump him?
It goes both ways.
Okay.
I go both ways.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
There we go.
Hello, babies.
Welcome, Paul. How are you?
That was very WKRP.
Nice to see you again. Yes.
Hello, fellow babies. Oh, I thought this episode was awesome, personally.
Wow.
I liked it. Here's my 2 questions. First, where is Deb sleeping?
Yes, Cap brought that up before.
Yes, because
last night we were watching it.
She can't be staying in the apartment anymore, otherwise she'd go, hey, what's that girl doing here now? And she can't be staying with Quinn since she told him to go fuck himself.
Thank you.
So where is she staying? Is she like sleeping in the squad room now?
Oh, maybe.
Yes, Kat?
She might be sleeping in her car like Jewel.
Okay, maybe. But didn't Jewel also sleep with her mom? Didn't the two of them live in her car?
Yeah, and Deb has better teeth.
Yeah, well, but smaller boobs. Now, here's the other question. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Lumen and Dexter.
Francois, Dexter fan, thinks she's living with Maria and Angel.
Yeah, but Angel's already on the couch.
But that's maybe something going on with Deb, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's gross.
Oh, that's
you have crossed the line, sir.
Hey, listen to me, it's Francois.
Here's my other question.
Dexter fan.
Lumen and Dexter, yes, they did something, but we didn't see what they did. They didn't. I don't think they had sex as us normal people consider it to be. I think the two of them, they kissed and they looked at each other's different parts and then went, this is nice, and fell asleep. Because think about it, Dexter's had sex with what? One person in his whole life?
No.
Lila.
Yeah, Lila.
Okay, Lila. That's
Rita.
probably the most. So he's had sex with Lila, which that couldn't have been very normal. That had to be crazy and outrageous.
She's like a female praying mantis. She made it and then tried to light him on fire and kill him.
And then he had sex with Rita, who was damaged, and that was the whole reason he was dating her, right? Because she was beaten and raped, and so that sex couldn't have been so great. I mean, I've never had sex with a rape victim before. I can't speak to the experience, but that can't be the best sex of all time.
No, come on.
That's what you think it's great? You think
after you've had a crazy bitch like Lila, I'll say it. Nobody's gonna compare. let's be honest.
So and then I don't know. I think I don't think they like went at it. I think they just kind of kissed and got naked, and she was like, because the reason that happened is because of course the adrenaline you get after killing somebody doesn't go away very quickly, and so it's like, what do we do now? Oh well, let's look at each other's naked bodies. That's what that was all about.
All right, are you gonna? Let's get into this. People are already trying to put a couple of numbers questions. I explained. Are we gonna try to stump you, or are you gonna try to stump
I say
the crowd?
we do both. I got some awesome questions. It worked so well last week.
I have one
Fred always wants to try to stump me.
And one question. Okay, one question.
Yes.
Name the people who've directed Dexter that were also actors.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, do you know who Eric Dickerson is? Do you know that name?
Black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he directed last week's episode. Because my question last week was, what does last week's episode have in common with The Juice? And he directed that movie, The Juice. You remember that?
Oh,
so, see, Fred would have known that. But
there's
no one in the world knows.
two other actors that directed Dexter.
Actors who directed Dexter. Well, I always, whenever anybody asks me an actor who directed something, I always say Steve Buscemi.
Maybe, but I know two definitely.
Tim Van Patten.
Maybe, but I not the two that I saw.
Anson Williams.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Yes.
One of these actors had a part, one of them that he directed.
So he was in the episode that he directed.
Mm-hmm.
Not John Larroquette.
I'll give you another hint.
Okay.
I talked about him.
Wait, you talked about him?
I was talking about his episode in season 1.
Oh man, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
No, who was it?
He was Tony Goldwyn, the guy from Ghost.
Tony Goldwyn.
Yep.
Okay.
Dex,
and one other.
Deb in the chat room got that one.
And one other actor. Well, he hasn't acted in a while, but Keith Gordon has directed some.
Oh yeah, Keith Gordon. He's great. He was just in a funny thing on Funny or Die. If you go to Funny or Die, he's in a funny movie.
And my other question isn't a stump one. It's just a curiosity. Now, I'm so into Dexter, so on BD, I know what happens to Dokes. And I'm sad to see, you would think he's done a lot of stuff. What happened to that guy's career? He only's done one or two little things. You think after being a major thing, he had a few years nothing. Now he did a guest star in Burn Notice, and that's it.
Oh, don't tell me that. I love Dokes. Dokes.
I know.
Well, maybe you're the problem. Maybe people like you, who you should be rallying, saying, "Hey, where's Dokes? I want more Dokes on my TV." See,
the actor,
you love him so much, but
you would think would have a lot more stuff he did.
Are you writing a letter right now?
I was going to write a note.
Dear Hollywood.
I guess
he's a hard guy to cast. He's got these big, crazy arms, and those parts go to the guy from the Green Mile. Maybe I don't know. It's
here's what we should do.
He does that, and he does it well. So
I know.
All right, let's go. Let's ask some questions.
I will ask a trivia question. Anyone who can get it, they then get to try to stump me, and if they stump me, they get a prize. It's a two-tiered competition this week.
All right.
How's that sound?
I like it. I'm not. Let's go and let's see what the chat room.
Okay, here's the first question. This one.
Do they win stuff?
Yeah, if they can answer my question and then stump me with theirs, they'll win prizes. Fabulous prizes. All right, this was left over from last week. I didn't get to ask it, but Masuka is played by C.S. Lee. This is the dude's name. What does the C stand for? Easy. That's very easy. Anyone should be able to get that. Any fan of Dexter should know that.
All right.
Got anybody? Do you guys have a guess?
All right, Dead Pixel Live. Dead Pixel Live says Chris.
That's absolutely wrong.
Dark Passenger 1979 says Charles.
That's right. Charlie is his first name.
Dark Passenger 1979 now can ask a question to stump you.
Exactly. That's how we do it, DP. Can I call you DP?
Talking to me?
No, Dead Passenger.
Oh, I was like, what?
I call you DP all the time anyway.
Okay, he has one. Hold on, it's coming.
Okay.
Now realize we're on a little bit of a delay in the live chat room, so it takes a second.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I got some awesome questions for tonight. I actually did my homework.
What is Arthur Mitchell's daughter's name? Asked Dark Passenger 1979.
Beverly.
I need an answer, Dark Passenger 1979. I don't know. I don't think it's Beverly.
But
it is Rebecca.
Oh, that was close.
She seems like Beverly.
Yeah, doesn't she? Okay. Well, DP, you send me an email to paul@thekingofTV.com, and we'll discuss prizes, because that's where I got. Oh, by the way, last week, somebody won a prize, and they sent me an email, and I accidentally deleted it. So
accidentally, Dexter snuck in the way he does those things.
That's what it was. It was Peter Weller. I walked into my office at home, and he's like, "Oh, hi! I need a pen." And I went, "Oh, here you go." And he walked out, and then all of a sudden that email was deleted.
My friend Joel said something. He was like Maxwell Smart, the way he knocked over everything. You know.
Whoops! Oh,
yes.
whoops! Sorry, Masuka. I'm sorry. Let me leave now.
That's 2 weeks in a row, by the way. Dark Passenger has won.
Whoa! So that was who said.
All right. What's your next one? You got another one?
All right. This one's good. According to we saw this when they went to Cole's house to find out why he's dead. What gaming system does Cole own? That's the question. What gaming system does Cole have in his living room? And I guess you could get this by process of elimination. But
Xbox 360.
That's right.
Says Influnet.
What?
Influnet?
Influnet.
What?
Influnat.
You have it opposite. Xbox is his answer, and that's his
Is that
name.
his name or his answer?
No, that's his answer.
In the same channel.
No.
His name is Influnet.
Oh, okay.
His answer is Xbox 360. You said that's right.
Yes.
And I said the winner is.
Well,
and
no.
You're like, what?
You went Xbox 360 says Influnats.
I did a Yoda.
I
What's
know,
your
but he had it
Is
opposite.
that like a Neo Geo?
All right, so now that person can not only tell me how to pronounce their name, but can ask you a question.
That's right, Influnats. Ask me. By the way, I know you guys have been watching me every week and saying
He's
what
usually
an
better.
awesome mustache this is, but this is the last week.
Explain it. Yeah, you gotta
growing
explain
this for Movember to raise money to help fight men's cancer. So this is so you can go to my website and donate money for Movember, but this is gone after this week. There will be no more mustache.
Good luck.
So take a good look. It'll be like this.
It's very Arrested Development.
Like this. Thomas Lennon said this was the perfect Jim Dangle.
Okay, Influnat cannot think of one, so I said he can now, or she can now give that to somebody else in the chat room. They can ask you a question.
Well,
hand it off. This is our new game show.
So hand it off. All right.
Pass it over.
In the meantime, I'll ask my third and more awesome trivia question. This is what I'm so proud of.
Oh, wait, now this is going to really confuse me.
Alex Tilden, Scott Grimes, the guy who got murdered last night.
I think somebody mentioned this already in the chat room.
What bank does he work for?
Oh, no. Somebody had a better thing in the chat room.
Oh, even
Did you
better?
know apparently he's the voice on American Dad of Steve, is what somebody's in the chat room said.
Really?
Is that true?
I don't watch that
The
shitty
name
show.
Scott Grimes sounds so familiar.
He used to be on Party of Five. He was Bailey's buddy.
Okay,
on
you're
Party
saying
of
what
Five, and
bank?
He was on ER for a while too.
Right.
Yes. What bank was he the bank manager for, or whatever job he did?
Okay, meanwhile, Alan in Mad World took the other one. See, this is why you can't overlap.
Okay.
Who was the first guy Deb slept with after the ice truck killer?
Wasn't it that guy, the Gabriel, that dude who wrote the kids' books?
Well, the problem is they don't give me an answer. So now we'll get to that because the chat room only fits about 6 people.
You're a
so
smart
I gotta
guy,
keep
Mike.
scrolling.
You can handle it.
I gotta keep scrolling. Okay.
You're
Joe from
educated,
Brooklyn says
Monty
Bank of
G.
America.
I want to support your cause.
Joe from
Thank
Brooklyn
you.
says Bank of America, which I'm guessing is wrong because they probably can't use a real
Joe's
name.
my friend.
No.
Hey.
Miami National.
No, that's close, but no.
It was Gabriel.
Gabriel, I got that right. See, I got one right.
All right.
I'm
Anybody
batting
else got a
500
bank
tonight.
name? Anybody else got a bank name?
So now we're going for the bank question. What bank did Alex work at?
It's not Gabriel because people keep saying Gabriel.
The Gabriel Bank?
Now people I think are still answering Miami Federal.
Nope.
It has
First
the word
Miami National.
Nope. I like this because
I try.
Yeah, I like the name of this bank because it reminds me of the Beverly Hillbillies. So that's a hint.
The Clampets.
Yes,
Miami
it was
Cash Kings.
Commerce Bank. You want to say Commerce Bank?
Close. Elaine's getting it.
Commerce Bank of Miami?
You're so
Hold on, don't
close.
give it away. It's got to be the chat room people.
But that was a
In
hint.
the
for you
meantime, I
folks at
can
home.
show my support.
Yeah, go into
Yes.
your
Okay.
camera.
Why don't you look into
Yes.
why don't you look into this camera?
Which one?
Which one?
Go into camera
Oh,
one.
mustachios.
I have a
Hold on.
question. I
want
don't know
to
the
show my
answer.
support.
In the meantime, Fred,
See?
yes?
Whenever Dexter's on the internet, it's never Google. It's some other kind of thing. It has
It's a made-up one.
Miami Bank.
Yeah.
First Commerce Bank of Miami.
Nope.
First Miami
Yeah, 'cause
Commerce.
they would
Miami
have to pay
Commerce
to use
Bank.
it.
But
Although,
Miami Federal.
they call
United
it something
Commerce.
else.
although they're using
All right, I think all right, we give up. What's the answer? All right, Corey's gonna guess.
Corey?
Miami Commerce, First Miami First Bank.
Of America.
Sounds right.
Miami of America, last one. Tech Guy 40. Miami of America?
No.
All right, well, I think we got it. Miami loves money?
It's Miami Commerce Bank.
All right,
That's
they're Miami
it,
Commerce
Miami
Bank. I think we had
Commerce
every possible combination but
Close.
that one.
Yep.
You can see it in two shots. When they're inside talking to Scott Grimes, it says Miami real big, and then on the door when they're walking out, Miami Commerce Bank. I thought he was.
Oh,
kind of a
Mintberry, I guess
hot
somebody's
boy.
saying Mintberry Crunch actually did get it right. I'm sorry, I must have scrolled by. There's like literally. So Mintberry Crunch, we're going to say you got it right. The room is claiming Mintberry Crunch.
Sure.
Give Paul a question.
All right, Mintberry.
And then after this, we're going to get Paul what you think, and then we're going to get out of here.
All right.
Yeah.
One more question, Mintberry, and then we're gonna go. And I'm gonna go shave. Cat's gonna go shave. Mike.
I'm going to go eat.
I'm not going to shave.
Mike will not shave.
No.
Fred is not going to shave.
Starving. I'm going to eat.
Really? You hungry? You look.
Mintberry Crunch, we're looking
you look
for
like
a question.
You're starving. You look like you could be on the cast of Dexter.
I'd
You're
be
so
fine.
skinny.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, no.
I think Mintberry Crunch is going to call in with a question.
Oh, sweet.
And
Good
why
Lord.
don't you give out your website again so you can...
Yeah, if you want to, if you get a question right, or if you just want to stump me or, talk about Dexter, you can always write me at paul@thekingoftv.com. That's me, the King of TV. And my website is thekingoftv.com. And you can listen to my podcast, The Paul Goebel Show, where we talk about all kinds of great stuff. I just interviewed Tom Lennon on my podcast, and we talked a lot of cool stuff about his new show, Alabama.
What big 80s sitcom star had a very small part in it, but he's one of the biggest sitcoms ever?
In what?
In Dexter, season 1.
A big sitcom star?
Yeah,
In season 1?
he was, but he only had a small part in Dexter. But he was he was in one of the biggest sitcoms ever.
Greg Evigan.
No.
What? Wasn't Cosby?
Yep.
Cosby was in it?
No, someone
He
from
was on Cosby. Oh, somebody from Cosby.
Wasn't Malcolm
Season
Jamal
1,
Warner?
yeah.
It was?
He was like a social worker helping with.
I got to rewatch season 1.
Yeah.
All right, we got a call. Mintberry Crunch is on the line.
All right, bro.
Mintberry Crunch.
Bring it.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know if you guys got my question, but my question was, who tried to frame himself as the ice truck killer?
Who tried
I
to
just
frame
watched season 1. so
himself as the ice truck killer?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Fred might.
I don't know his name, but the guy that was in that weird trailer with his mother buried.
Yep. His name now. I'm looking for.
I just watched season
The
1.
name.
I got to watch season 1 again. I wouldn't have known.
He
that
was the
one.
red herring.
No, that was his name. That was his name, Red Herring.
Harry Red.
It looks like Mintberry Crunch is going to win something.
Yeah, you get a prize also, Mintberry Crunch.
What is the answer?
The answer is Neil Perry. Not to be mistaken with the guy from Dead Poet Society.
Neil Perry.
Or the guy from Rush.
That's Neil Peart.
Oh.
You're close.
Or the guy from Howard.
Or the guy from Journey.
The guy from Journey. A combination thereof of all the above.
Or the guy from The Young Ones. All right.
Mintberry Crunch, you're a regular. What do you think of this episode? And you got a prediction for us before we let you go.
I didn't really like the episode too much because it didn't really leave me at a real cliffhanger. Usually around this time of the season, we were left at cliffhangers, and this didn't really do it for me. It was just Dexter and Lumen having sex, and that's all it was. So, also, I remember there's like some kind of hole in the writing too with when we were watching the DVD of Lumen getting raped, and then they're playing it at the Alex Tilden guy's house. She's not blindfolded at the start of the movie, and there's like 4 guys surrounding her when she's tied up to the bed, and I'm just like, well, wasn't she blindfolded the whole time?
Makes sense. She didn't see anybody. Well, she did see one face, right? Didn't she say she saw?
She was blindfolded the whole time. You're right. Yeah.
But when she's then tied up to the bed, though, I didn't see anything. I didn't see any blindfold around. And there's like 4 or 5 guys around that bed that are laughing at her and stuff.
Right.
But then when they pan to Alex Tilden, they pan to him looking at it, and then they pan to Lumen standing in front of the TV, and then she's blindfolded at the start.
So you saying that's Dark Passenger 1979 says there are so many clues that she's not who she says she is.
Whoa!
I think she is who she said she is, because she wouldn't just put whip marks on her back.
Yeah, and there's a video of her. I mean, Dexter clearly said he saw it.
She wouldn't have a video of herself getting raped. I mean, she's really crazy.
That is interesting, though. If she is someone that she doesn't claim to be,
there's a twist that could happen.
Yeah, there could be something where she's part of them. Or something
that seems
weird.
like a crazy twist, but sure, why not?
Something,
we like
the crazy twist.
If they explain it decently, I'll take it. Whatever they throw at us.
But don't forget, you folks at home, if you do want to buy that rape video through Amazon, go to our webpage first. Go to click on the bottom of our
Stupid for Dexter,
and then you can get the full box set of all 13.
I like that.
And you get the bonus, the 13th. It's still damaged, but you get the 13th disc.
Yeah.
A girl I know is number 11, by the way.
Oh, really?
We may have her on the show next week.
Oh, yeah. Number 9 and on the wall. She looks like she's smiling, actually, if you actually look at her.
I didn't look at him that I gotta be honest. I didn't look that close. I was kind of like, well, I know my friend is one of these, and it's kind of icking me out. I can't even. I don't want to rewind. I don't want to look. I just want to get that part over.
You want to be like that guy Randy saw kill that kid.
Right.
Whatever he killed. Killed a bug or frog or whatever it was.
Dead Pixel Live feels like Mintberry Crunch needs to be put on a watch list.
Hey, join the club.
It wasn't me that noticed. It was my dad. But
all right, there you go.
He just told me. My dad,
of course, by your dad, you mean the voice in your head, because your dad died a long time ago.
Yes, Harry does. Yes.
All right. Well, send me an email and I'll send you a prize. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, guys. And nice talking to you, Christopher Walken.
I wish.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen.
All right. That's it. That was a good
very
show.
fun.
It was fun. I want to thank Paul for being here as always, doing the trivia and the Dexter. And Fred, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to have you here.
And I'm going to buy one of these. And it's some interesting stuff about what people think really is going to happen. I didn't think of these things. So
we loved having you here.
Yes,
I'm sure Mandy super appreciates it. And thank you to our wonderful, wonderful crew here at Streamin Garage. Thank you.
Yay.
Subscribe on Facebook, and please go to our Amazon page. Otherwise, we're going to start putting up PayPal buttons of donate, which we may do actually next week anyway.
Do what you got to do. But yeah, we'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Monday here on Ustream. You can see us live. We also have YouTube accounts, Blip accounts, Facebook accounts, you name it. So please tune on in. And thank you.
Thank you.
stuff on Amazon, we get a little bit of money. Take it away this week's episode.
All right.
Sure.
Well, this week's episode is In the Beginning. Although, I just want to chat with Fred a little bit. So, you were here. You love Dexter.
Yes, I just got into it.
How did you come to love Dexter?
Well, my friend Joel, who will call in, he was always into it, and I tried years ago, and I think I watched the wrong episode. I just thought he was in... I thought, you know, there's one with the boat in season 1, and I thought, oh, he's a lovable killer, and women like him. He had a girlfriend because he kills people, and I just said, oh, come on, they all have girlfriends, so I don't know. It bothered me, and I again, like I just rewatched the episode, but then I for some reason he was talking about John Lithgow, so I tried season 5, and then I got hooked when he let Lumen go. I go, oh, he has empathy. I thought he was this monster, and I relate a lot. I'm like Dexter, except I don't kill people or have a girlfriend. That's what I feel like, because he's more connected than I am. I mean, I'm so, and I relate to him because he's sort of like trying to pretend to be normal and fitting in and saying things like the ones when he's living in the suburbs. So I really relate to his lack of connectedness, although, like I said, he's connected to his stepkids and so much. So he's not just a killer. You know, he has empathy, like I said, and it's better. The Sopranos, they're just...
Hello, welcome to Stupid for Dexter. I'm your host, Kat, and this is the wonderful Mr. Fred Stoller.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Miss Mandy unfortunately couldn't make it this week, but Fred is sitting in for us. You might know Fred from such shows as Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, Friends.
Stupid for Californication on.
Oh, yeah.
They have every one of them.
I see Showtime's got the whole gamut
Stupid
going on.
for Weeds. But this is like, remember when... Rope It and Ebert, you know, they'd have all the substitute people. Well, he was sick. I'm not saying she's sick, but...
Oh, right, no, she's perfectly healthy.
But I feel like, you know, you can't do it, but they have people trying anyway. You know, it's so stupid. They'd have... no, he's not here. But TV people that remember things, they had all these substitutes for...
That's later.
Okay.
Right now we're just talking theme of the show last night. In the Beginning, which of course is biblical.
Wait,
I don't get, what do you mean in the beginning? I'm confused.
Well, that was the name of the title of the episode last night.
Oh,
I wrote down a little goodie for us.
All right, Kat, go ahead.
I have a little goodie for us, guys. I forgot my reading glasses, so my apologies. In the Beginning, this is, those are the opening words from the King James translation of the Bible. I have the little quote right here. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And as we all know, Lumen's name, Lumen Pierce, means piercing light. So, I found that to be kind of relevant, a little relevant.
And I'm guessing In the Beginning refers to, obviously, the Jordan Chase is what we found out how he began.
That's right.
Right. I'm guessing that's where they were going with the actual title.
Well, I'm sure, because they talk about the transformation from Eugene, like chubby, awkward little Eugene Greer, into Jordan Chase. He kind of like leveled up, I guess, to pure evil.
He's very Charles Manson-like, the fact he has other people do his stuff.
Oh yeah, he's hands off, and
you were saying last night. What's the Charles Manson? What's the difference? One's organized. Charles Manson was. We'll get into with Randy as well, as a social worker, right? Manson was less organized.
I thought it was like that. We're just we love killers and assholes and thugs. I thought it was but he's not. He really. It's phenomenal, and it's all the monkey wrenches. So I caught up. First I watched season 4. I watched it all. because I had to watch the John Lithgow stuff, and so I get confused because I'm watching season 5 as it has. And my friend Joel, he envies me because I could watch them all at once. He has to wait every week, so I get to just have a whole fiesta. So I get confused with the season 4 with the Fernando brothers or something, and everything is blending in.
But you've been watching all of season 5.
I'm watching all season 5, and I just finished all of season 1. So I had to do 4 first. Now I went back to 1, and I'm just loving it. And don't tell. I know some things that happens.
Okay,
we're just going to talk about last night's episode.
I'm talking about in the past.
Yeah. So we'll just talk about last night's episode. Let's get into that.
Sure.
And you've seen that, so let's do it.
All right. So here we go. So just to talk about theme, it's called In the Beginning, and there were lots of beginnings that happened yesterday. Obviously, Dexter and Lumen pretty much they consummated the relationship, but more emotionally than anything. I don't know. What did...
We were talking about this last night where, well, first of all, I don't know if she will get killed. Are we predicting and stuff? Ebert, but then they'd have people like Fred Willard and people in movies reviewing movies and they want to be in them, like Aisha Tyler going, I like this movie. Yeah, it was like this crappy Harrison Ford movie, and they don't want to their actors, and they're not going to say it's awful. So it was the stupidest review. Does anyone remember that? When they had actors, none of you remember that. They had all these... They had actors reviewing movies, and they don't want to make waves with Coppola. They go, no, but I give it a thumbs up because
it's really
I'm an actor.
All right, well, let's get into Dexter.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I guess so.
Welcome, Fred Stoller.
That doesn't have anything to do with Dexter?
No.
I thought it.
All right, get away, Cat.
Well, over here we have producer Mike.
I have to kill time. How do you talk about Dexter for an hour?
It usually goes over. We don't have to kill time. We have a lot of people waiting to talk.
I thought it's like a morning radio.
No. There's no killing time. We just get right into it. But before we get into it, I want to talk about, really quick, if you're in Ustream right now and you look underneath, you will see we now have a Dexter store, where you can buy all sorts of things Dexter that comes through Amazon, and it's a nice way you can help us keep these shows going. It's like a PBS thing. You don't have to pay anything extra. You can buy whatever you want on Amazon. Click that. Buy Dexter stuff. Buy other stuff on Amazon for the holidays. And no matter what you do, as long as you click that first, our Dexter page, or actually it's our Streamin Garage page, we get a percentage. Amazon gives us money. You just shop Amazon as normal. And you can see it on our Facebook. If you go facebook.com/stupidfordexter, you'll see the link right there. Click on the link. Buy your